Welcome to the Level Up Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, John. I've got with me for the night, I got Amon, I've got Wes, I've got James, and we're going to get into some NFL talk. Been a lot of crazy games today. So if you as a fantasy football player and you're in some leagues, I'm not sure if you're on the good side of it, but it's been a lot of bad. So we'll talk about that a little bit in the show. Let's get it going. First question for the night. Do you believe the Bills can continue this style of winning? The way they've been winning with throwing the not necessarily having a one or go-to receiver for their team, but the way they've been winning the last couple of weeks. Do you think that they can continue this style of winning all the way into the playoffs? Wes, I'll start with you. I go to James, and I will make my way to Amon.
Yeah, I think they can continue rolling. I mean, they got you know, live receivers. I like what they got with Coleman and Shakir, but also out of the backfield, you got Ray uh, and Cook that act as receivers. They might as well be slot receivers at points. So I think they can keep it rolling. I've got them favored to win.
Okay, James, what do you say, man? You think they can keep it rolling the way they've been playing?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with Wes 100%. They definitely could keep rolling like they've been doing. They've proven that last year. They did it last year, surprisingly, with a great record. And here you go, 3-0. They still rolling. They know what they're doing. Got a game plan and they're executing. However, not do I think it's enough to win a Super Bowl? No, I don't think it's enough to win a Super Bowl because I feel like they gotta do more. Their team necessary didn't really improve to really compete to win a Super Bowl.
All right, Amon, what do you say, man?
Uh, I think they can win. They'll win a lot of games. So they'll continue to win, but it probably end up being the way Kansas City playing probably the first seed in the playoffs. But like James said, to win a Super Bowl, I doubt it. Not, they don't. I don't know. I ain't seen any star power, but at the same time, you need like a really, really, to me, a dominant receiver, especially in the AFC. But I mean, I can see them win like a lot of games, but probably when it actually counts, I can't see them doing too much.
Okay, and so with you guys saying, so Wes say he likes the way they can continue winning. Now, Wes, do you believe they can go all the way to the Super Bowl with that, the way they win, or you think they can just go to the playoff?
I think they got a good chance to go into the Super Bowl. I mean, I
Okay.
think their team is pretty well rounded. And I think as it goes on, offense and defense just going to get better, barring injury.
And so, Mon, the one thing you said for them to go to Super Bowl, it would be the number one receiver, or do you think it's something
Well,
else?
I'm not gonna say that's the main thing, but I think when it comes out crunch time, like you just need
Okay.
that one guy to, like if you're down to have a big catch.
Hmm.
I don't think they have that person.
Okay.
They don't have no like back in the day Andre Reed or Pillis Price or Eric Mounds or somebody. They don't have that person. Or even T.O. at one point in time. So
Okay.
you know.
All right. And I pretty much I'm almost on as of right now. Um, I would love to see their defense be a little bit better because when you played the Ravens the first week and you gave up 40 some points, I mean, it could have been anybody's game. If it would have been Ravens' game had it not been for the fumble. So, me personally, I think having that extra either pass rusher or something like that that can get them off the field. I don't have an issue with the way they're playing on offensively, but I think defensively, when they're playing better teams, I think it's going to matter more. When you're playing the Dolphins, and it seems like every week now anytime if the ball game is going to go to the third or fourth quarter, man, if it's to it with the ball, hey, you might as well just expect an interception or a fumble or something. At least that's how it's been going. So, so me personally, I think when they get into the tougher competition, I think that's what they're going to need a pass rusher. How will their defense show up as they continue to try to improve? But that's my take on that. All right, so
Yeah,
we
that's
go.
Yeah,
a
I
hundred
agree.
percent. I agree 100%.
All
Yeah, I think that defense, and that's why I can't really see them winning a Super Bowl because I feel offense you play, you need to have a dominant defense that's gonna get you that ball back. Because I don't think it's not sustainable if your defense is not, gonna
Yeah.
right.
perform. because still teams with stars, on the receiving end, like Amar mentioned, they're gonna most likely, have the edge.
Yeah,
Just I believe, especially if they got better defenses.
yeah. A pass rush is definitely something they will be probably looking for the uh, for the off season.
Agreed. Agreed. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go to the question number two for this evening. And that question is, do you believe the Philadelphia Eagles are the team to beat out of the NFC? Mon, I'm gonna go with you first, then I'll go to James and then Wes.
On one hand, I do, but like for some reason, I feel like they'll win a lot of games, like close games for some reason this year. But then I think when it actually matters, they're gonna like get upset in like the first round, the first playoff game they play in. So part of me want to say it's something to me is missing. I don't know if it's what's my man name? He his coach of the Saints, Kellen Moore, missing
Yeah.
or what, or just like championship hangover. But it's something just missing from this year's team as opposed to like last year. But at the moment, it's still early. I'll say they are the team to beat, but it's still early. It's just the third week. So I don't think they have a definitive like team that's just like leading right now the NFC. But at the moment, I'll say the Eagles for the moment.
All right, and that's understandable. I'll get in my take about that in just a minute. James, what do you say about it, man?
Yeah, I agree with Ahmad 100% on that because I'm thinking Eagles all the way because they've proven that. There's no reason to dethrone them now. They won the Super Bowl and their team hasn't changed. They still got the same team pretty much. However, I was looking at Green Bay now and I was saying, I don't want to, put Green Bay out that conversation, because if Green Bay got something to say about it, they got way better on the defensive side when they picked up Micah Parsons on the defensive end on the other side there. And you see, I know he doesn't seem like he's been impactful with the 3 tackles and 1.5 sack for the first 2 games, but he's been very impactful because his stats has not shown his impact because he's been, rushing, the quarterback, still forcing bad throws and, allowing other people to make tackle. Their defense is looking good. Now, I had Green Bay to say, hey, Green Bay is like right there with them to challenge them, but then Green Bay lose to Cleveland. I don't know what happened there, but that's my take.
All right, Wes, what do you say about it, man?
Yeah, I still have the Eagles favored. I'd say they're going to be the team to beat. I mean, it took them 3 games for Hurts to throw his first touchdown pass, and they wanted it to block field goal at the end. But I will say one thing that's kind of unsettling if I was them would be the fact that they've given up more yards total offense than they have as a team. So um, they have 806 total yards of offense through 3 games, and they've given up 957 total offensive yards. So,
Wow.
uh, bend not break, but uh, they're doing something. They got 7 sacks in the season to just giving up 3. So the offensive line is holding up well. Tush push is doing it up for them. Uh, so I mean, they're still the team to beat, but they're going to have to continue to get better for sure.
All right, I agree with you guys. I do see them. I'm gonna say for right now, yeah. Anytime I would have easily put my Packers there today, but when I get home from church and I'm looking at them, we lose to the Browns. And I'm like, okay, well, what did we lose by? 3 points. Okay, so it was a defensive game. All right, what happened to our offense? It's not like,
Mm.
the Browns were just that good to me. But I mean, I know it's 3 points still. Um, I would have put us there, but I give credit where credit is due. The Rams is one of the best NFL teams over all around, I think, in the NFL. I mean, if I really had to put a number to it, I would say Eagles 1, Packers 2, or I could say Rams 2 and then Packers 3. But those are the top 3 teams. So when they went up against one of them today and they actually won. How they won it,
Mm.
hey, you can say it's controversial, whatever the case is, they still won. and found a way to win. So is as people know, man, you watch enough NFL, it's hard to win in the NFL. So me personally, I still would have the Eagles coming out of the NFC as of right now, out of my power ranking. But we'll see how it goes. And one thing I will say to them, to their credit, um, they did finally throw the ball today. AJ Brown had 109 yards receiving off of 6 catches with a touchdown. Devontae Smith had 8 catches for 60 yards with 1 touchdown. And they got the ball to Dallas Goedert, 1 catch for 33 yards, which turned into a touchdown. Saquon Barkley didn't have one of his better days. He only had he had 4 catches for 9 yards. And he also had 18 carries for 46 yards, which is only averaging 2.6. So that's not normally how you would like to see it. But if I'm the Rams, that's what I would do first. Take away Saquon and then make the other guys, catch the balls from Hurts. But regardless or not, they still got to win today. So anybody want to have anything else to say on that one? All right, moving along. So question number 3. What kind of game will Micah Parsons have going back to Dallas next week? James, I'll start with you, work my way to West, and then I go to mine.
You said starting with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. I think Micah Parsons, you know how it is. Like typically you have teams that players that normally play their old team, they're always more excited, play with more passion, more fire. That's because they want to prove to that team you messed up by letting me go.
Hmm.
So I think he's gonna, have a great game when he plays against them because he's gonna step up. So that's how I really see it. He's gonna step up, play. I can't really put numbers to it,
Okay.
but definitely for sure he's gonna make sure he gets a Dak Prescott. So he's probably get 2 sacks that game. I'll give him a couple of sacks that game, and he's gonna be hyped up.
Okay. Give him 2 sacks.
Yeah.
All right. Wes, what do you give him for this next game? Do you think he's gonna go all out, or you think he's just gonna have uh or it's just a regular game? Just do what I need to do. How many what are you giving him for the next game?
I think I think Parsons is going to have a monster game. Uh, Not only because he's hungry to go back to show them what they missing out on, but an offensive line looked absolute putrid today. So I don't expect them to get it right by the time he rolls in. And we're talking about at least 2.5 sacks, and he's just going to cause disruption everywhere.
All right. Amon, what kind of game you think he might have next week?
Oh, he's gonna have a monster game, I believe, because he's gonna see Jerry Jones with number 4 on. So Dak pretty much is Jerry Jones. He's gonna see that face and just tear him up. That's what I believe is gonna happen. And see, he went to training camp with these guys, so he knows
Yeah.
like the nuances of the offense. He knows like the down play signal call. So man, like Wes said, the offensive line, yeah, that man's gonna be playing lights out. Like he only playing like Alvin Mack from the program. I don't know if y'all remember that movie, but he only playing like Alvin Mack. But I say honestly about like 2 sacks, probably like 10 tackles. I think they're gonna just let him just roll. Just do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say stick around where you guys were, but now what I'm hoping for, just so they can rub it in. I know you guys said 2.5. I'm gonna go ahead and say 3 sacks. Let him rub in that. Let one of them be for fumble recovery. Things like that. I also say Rashawn Gary is gonna be joining in on that party as well. Plus, we just lost. That's probably one of the better things for him. Probably more focused after a loss than it is after a win going into that type of environment. So I do think he's going to have a great game. For the Packers losing by 3 points to the Browns, I just really think they're going to come out on all 3 phases ready to play. But as far as in terms of Parsons, yeah, I'll say he's going to have 3. And I think, which like Wes already hit on it, the way they were playing especially toward the end of the game, and Dak, taking sacks from the Bears. It's not normally you would think that he would be the one that kind of have a better game, but Not today. So yeah, that's what I got for Mike Parsons.
Mhm.
Right. So we'll go to question number 4 for the night, and that is involving this man here on the screen. So the question is, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the New York Giants tonight. That's going to be on the main game for the night game. Playing at New York Giants. The question is, if the Chiefs go 0-3, what percentage would you give them to make the playoffs? If they were to go 0-3 tonight, we know they're not with they don't have Worthy again tonight. They don't have Rasheed Rice yet. So they're not working with a full stack. But if they do go in 0-3, what percentage are you giving them to make the playoffs? Amon, I'll start with you and I work my way down to Wes and then James.
If they go 0-3, maybe 25%. Because I mean, outside of my squad, ain't that good. But the Broncos and Chargers aren't easy wins within
Mm-hmm.
that division. And we got pretty much Buffalo and Ravens. We pretty much know they're going to the playoffs more or less. So it won't be like a cakewalk. So it'll be hard to just the AFC seems like it's gotten better. It seemed like it. So I say like 25%.
Okay, 25%. All
Yeah.
right. Wes, what do you say, man?
Zero.
He said 0.
Absolutely 0% of them go into the playoffs if they lose this game. And I thought I saw a stat where they haven't won in like the past 7 years going into Shea, or not Shea, but New York. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's accurate or not, but if
Yeah,
they
it's been some
lose this
years, yes.
game, then absolute zero.
Well, you know what?
Um,
I was trying to say,
And just
Wes,
so
they
for
play.
everybody that doesn't know what they've got before I let you finish, Wes, let me just give you guys their schedule for the rest of the way. After the day with the Giants, they are at home against the Ravens. They go to the Jaguars. They play at home against the Lions. Then they're at home again against the Raiders, at home against the Commanders. Then they go to Buffalo, and that's in November. They're at the Broncos. The Colts come to town. They go to the Cowboys. The Texans come to the Chiefs. Then they play the Chargers. Then they play the Titans. Then they play the Broncos, Raiders again. Yeah, so that's their schedule. Just wanted to lay that out.
Brutal.
So they're not going to be playing. Only a few teams that have losing records right now. Maybe about 2 to 3, if that they're going to be playing for the rest of the way. Go ahead, Wes.
Mm. They have a better chance of finding a number one receiver next year in the draft than they will getting in the playoffs.
I will say this, Wes, if they did go to Shea, they probably could beat the Mets. Possibly.
Right, right. They
Possibly.
possibly could at this
Possibly.
point. That was back when Mahomes' dad was pitching.
Right. Right.
Gotcha.
Before his beef with John Rocker in the Subway Series.
Man. James, what do you say about the Chiefs, man? What percentage would you give them to make the playoffs if they lose tonight and go 0-3?
I'll give them let's just I was gonna say 35%, but let's just say 40% chance. And the reason I'm saying that is because look at the remainder of the schedule. It's a tough schedule, but because they're the Chiefs, I'm giving them, maybe one or two of those tough games. And
Okay.
I'll say they finish 10-7. Now, that's only if they don't split with Broncos or the Raiders, because they play the Raiders twice and they play the Broncos twice. And I know those games are very winnable games for them. They can only afford to split one of those series. They can't split both of them. If they split both of them, they're going 9-8, and they're not making the playoffs. But I think they can, manage it. So, matter of fact, I'll just drop that to probably like a 30% chance. But I think it's highly likely if they play good ball, they could go 10-7. And if you look at last year, who made it, 2 10-7 teams made it to the playoffs from the AFC. And
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna change. Some teams are going 10-7.
Um, I got, I guess, a little bit more of faith in them as of right now. And the only reason why I say that is because I don't know what it's going to take for them to how many games it will take for them to fully get going, which I know they have a rookie I think left tackle, but he's been looking pretty solid himself. I don't know how the rest of the team is looking on the line, but I haven't even seen their run game get going yet. Forget the receivers for a second. The run game's not going. Pacheco's not running like he normally would. Kareem Hunt, he brought him in last year. I mean, at least they was averaging almost like 5 yards a carry, 4 or 5 yards a carry. That's not even going. So without the run game, things not gonna play in their favor. Um, no separation. It almost looked like about 2, 3 years ago. Remember when they had those games where nobody was having separation with the receivers? They don't even have their guys in there yet. Now I know Worthy is probably going to play next week. He was close to playing today, but they just held him out for another game. Um, I don't know how much having two good receivers make you that much better. I mean, so me personally, if I'm having to give him a number, um, I guess I'm about with you where you are, James. I'm not going to say 50%, but I will say 40%. Just because they're Chiefs, and all it takes sometimes just seeing a win go down and you improve upon that every week, which if any team can do that, the Chiefs can do that, man. How many Super Bowls they've been into in the last 5, 6 years? What, five?
Yeah, 5. They won 4.
Yeah. So, I mean, uh, yeah. Well, I think it's three. They only got three. They got three.
They only got 3 rings. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they lost to the Eagles and then they lost to the Buccaneers. And that was because of bad lining. Nobody blocking, it seemed like. So anyway, that's what I see for the Chiefs. I'm gonna give them a 40% chance at this. Maybe we'll revisit this question in a few weeks and we'll see if that percentage has increased or decreased by that time. I'll give it a few weeks. Maybe by Halloween. All right, so we're going into the last question for today. And that question, and this is for any game today. Other than the Chiefs, what team's record, whether that's good or bad, are you surprised with the most? So that's what team other than the Chiefs are you surprised with, whether that's good or bad, for the rest of the games today? James, I go to you, go to West, and I go back to Mon last.
Man, Houston Texans, man, like I don't know what happened. You know, the first year when what's his name got here? Okay, CJ Stroud got there. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
was looking good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal, great season. And I'm thinking, here comes, Texans. They're gonna emerge, and it actually went the opposite. It went downwards from there. So and I'm expecting, okay, they had not a great year last year. They're gonna rebound. They're gonna play well because CJ Stroud needs to come and prove himself that he is that quarterback that he was as a rookie. You still got Nico Collins. I mean, you still got some other good players around you, but it's not showing. So that I'm disappointed with that. I expected more from Houston Texans. So I guess they back to one of those teams that just don't know how to win. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah, shocking and yeah.
Okay. What's your biggest surprise so far this year?
Well, I was going to go Texans, but I'll say the Colts. I think the Colts being 3-0 right now, playing I mean, looks like the best offensive team in football right now,
Did they
and
actually
the
punt today
defense is
or
pretty
no?
good.
They punted.
Okay, they punted today.
They,
Okay.
they might have put him once,
Yeah,
once
yeah,
or twice,
once. Yeah, they did.
Wow.
but yeah, that defense being a top 10 defense, and then the offense, the way it's moving, uh, kudos to them. How they got Daniel Jones playing. They're going to be hard to beat.
Okay. Amon, who is your biggest surprise?
I was going to go with the Colts because of Danny Dimes, but to just give some like a little, I guess a little different spin, I'm gonna say Miami Dolphins. They's like a dumpster fire right now. They just
Yeah.
like I don't know what's going on with them. Like you extended to it for what reason I don't know. Yeah, Wallow. You have Tyreek Hill. You have a guru supposedly coach. It just I don't know. It just seems like right now Miami Dolphins just supposedly last year they were supposed to compete. They didn't. This year, I don't know. It's just they need to blow a team up. Just trade everybody and keep McDaniel, get rid of McDaniel. I don't know, but it's just that's the team. I'm kind of shocked like won one game. To be honest with you, that's the, but they should be 3-0. But I don't know. It's just shocking that they haven't really done much with the talent they have.
Well,
So
I will give them credit for the last game just because they were still in the game in the last, waning minutes until the gaff on the punt, and then what was the other one? When Tagovailoa threw the interception, that was it. I mean, it's like every time it seems like these first three games,
Mhm.
he'll get to that
Yeah.
point where he
Yeah.
play well, and it's like right on point, right on key, where the other team needs the interception or a turnover. He gives it right to him. And I mean, it's not like the passes are like maybe off the receiver's hands. The guy, if somebody fumbles. No, he's throwing it directly to the other linebacker, like throwing it right into coverage. And I'm just like, bro,
he's
this is
getting
some
that,
of the
he's
stuff
getting
you
that,
did when you was a rookie.
he's
So I'm
getting
like,
that
now you're
text
still
messages
making the same thing.
from Vegas. The mobsters like, all right, it's time to throw the game.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Ahmad. I'm like, he must be gambling on these
Exactly.
games.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's doing something like that. Me personally, man, my I'm just seeing the game go final. I was waiting on that. My biggest surprise so far, man, is the Chargers. You start off the year, you go, you beat the Chiefs. And I know that was in they're out of the country game, but you beat the Chiefs the first game. Then you play the Raiders, you beat them, and then you beat the Broncos today by 3 points. So you pretty much own that division as of right now until the next game. If you continue just winning, they can lock up. I mean, literally, they could have the whole division locked up. The next time they start playing with two more wins in that division, they can have that whole thing locked up. So I think that's probably my biggest surprise as of right now. And that's on a good note for a team. Yeah, seeing them playing the way they are. I don't know if it's um, the fact that they're this year, Quentin Johnson is hitting. You bring back Keenan Allen, he's doing well, and you got Lad McConkey. Those are the top, I think the top passing team, I think, in the NFL as of right now. All of those players have at least or gotten close to having at least over 100 something yards receiving as of right now for those first 3 weeks.
Yep.
So they're pretty balanced. And then Herbert,
Agree.
when he needs to run, he'll run. So
Yep.
all right, so that'll do it for this week's show. For all of our fans out there that are watching, continue to subscribe, listen to us. Um, we appreciate the support. And we've also have a few games that's coming up. I think we got a game on Monday night. Who did everybody pick from that game? I don't have it right in front of me, but who did everybody pick? Ravens or the Lions?
I picked the
I
Oh,
believe
Ravens.
I got the
I
Ravens.
picked the Lions.
Okay, we got one
Giving
Lions.
them
We got
I'm giving
three
them a
Ravens.
chance. Yeah.
Okay. We got three Ravens, one Lions. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right, until the next time we meet up, guys, level up. Y'all have a blessed
Level
week.
up.
You too, bro. Have a good one.
All right.
Level up.